We are now going to learn how to use Pinterest to bring in traffic to our website. Like all social media platforms, it's a good way, even though passively, to bring traffic in. And best of all, it's not difficult to do. Let's jump into it. What is Pinterest? Pinterest, aptly named, is a social network where users get to share contents of their interest. It allows users to upload and manage contents, mainly images. They can upload their own contents or just share the ones found online. How they share is by displaying on their pin boards. A pin board is similar to posts on Facebook or a blog. It's the user's profile where it displays the contents uploaded by the user or taken from the internet. There are different boards for different categories. A user can follow a certain board to see contents from that particular board or category. Or a user could just follow another user and will be able to see what the other user pins. Is this still a little confusing? Don't worry. You'll get a clearer picture soon. So how does it work? It's quite similar to Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, and the rest, and it's very easy to understand. Users can pin images, videos, or any other contents that they find interesting. This can be done by just clicking the pin button on the top left of an image online. You have to first open an account on Pinterest. You'll then have to install the Pinterest plugin that allows you to do the pinning. You can pin whatever you want as long as that content has the Pinterest button. The content will then appear on your board. A board, as mentioned, is like a profile. When you pin something on your board, you have the option to display it publicly or keep it private. In this case, we want to bring traffic to our website, so of course, we'll make it public. Each user has a board. All the contents that have been pinned will end up here on your board. Other users can follow your board if your findings are interesting, or you can even choose to upload your own contents. Your upload will be on your board too. So what are boards for? Just like I said, it's your profile where you display interesting finds or uploads. You can follow other people's boards to see what they pin, and other users can follow yours too. You can follow other users and categories. Once you follow them, their contents will show up on your home board, which is where yours updates. This is where you'll see any new contents from a particular user or of a particular category. When you follow categories like classic cars, for example, you'll see classic cars pins on your home board. Or if you follow another user, you'll see whatever that user pins. As mentioned, you can upload your own contents. It means you can make your own board of a particular category. For example, if your interest is old films, you can just upload images that can fall under that category. Once you do that, the images will go to the old films category and you'll have your own board. That is how simple it is. As you can see here, this is what a board looks like. These are all contents from the categories I chose to follow. When you start a Pinterest account, you'll have to choose 5 categories of your interest to get you started. Once you've done that, pins that are pertinent to the categories will show up here. The dominating element of a pin is the image. Of course, as you can see. You'll see here below it is the description of said image. You'll also see the user that pinned the image. Now, what do we do with all these contents on our board? Well, upon clicking a pin, the image will enlarge. You can't really see the full image of something when it's in a thumbnail form like you just saw now. To see the full image, you must click on the image. It will enlarge and you'll have a better visual. Once the image is enlarged, by clicking it again, it will direct you to the page where the content was taken from. Let's say if the image was taken from a car website, clicking the image will bring you to the car website. Okay, now that you know how it works, let's get started. First, you have to open an account. After setting up a password and email address, you will be guided to make a new board. Here, you will have to choose 5 categories that interest you. Once you've done that, contents that are pertinent to these categories will fill up your board. Now, for personal use, you can just choose whatever categories you want. Golfing, cars, anything. But for business purposes, choose contents that are related to your niche. Upload contents that your target might find interesting. Your website is about online business. Choose categories that would relate to online business. You want your board to appeal to your target audience. It's important that you make your board visible and searchable. There's an option to make your board private and only you can view. You do not want this on your board. This will make your board invisible, therefore cannot be found by other users. As you saw previously, the image is the dominating element in Pinterest's thumbnail. However, your caption plays a huge part as well. It's part of the sales pitch. So for this, you have to come up with something creative and also attractive so that people are driven to click on the image that will bring them to your website. Your caption should be your call to action. You can insert a link there too. If the image you upload is a poster related to the content of your website, then people need to know where to find your website. However, you need to make it easy for people to find your website. To do that, you have to be really clear and provide sufficient information, which you can by inserting the link in your caption. Also, when uploading, you have to categorize the content. Different categories will go on different boards, so that is easier for people to find the contents. This will make your boards organized and it is more convenient for you, the user, as well, especially when you've pinned tons of images and videos. If you don't do this and you have just one board and one category for all your contents, it will look cluttered. If you're planning to upload just a handful of contents, like maybe 1 to 7, it's okay. But as you go along and you start adding more and more things on your board, it will look cluttered and confusing. This is what you'll see when you're creating a board. You have to fill in all these boxes with information pertaining to the board you're creating. First, you'll have to name it. You can put whatever you want here as long as it pertains to the pins you're going to include here. For example, as you can see, if you're planning on filling your board with a golf-related contents, make it clear in the title. I'm sure you can be more creative than just naming the board golf, but it'll do for this example. Below it, in the description, write a short description about the contents of your board. Here you have to be a little creative and write an alluring description for your board. Remember, the shorter the better. You should be clear on what your board is all about. Also, it must be appealing to your niche. A great description is the one that is short and appealing to your target audience. You must be able to speak their language to come up with a great description. Then, you can choose the category that is related to your niche. For golf, of course, I choose sports. Choosing a category will make it easier for your target audience to find your board, too. After that, you can invite other people to add pins to this particular board. If you have a business partner or you're working with other people, you can invite them here to be one of the contributors for this board. They will be able to add pins using their own account. This is only for people who don't work alone. If you're a lone ranger, proceed to click Save Changes. After you've done all that, you will be directed to here where you can upload your very first media. There are 2 options here, as you can see. One is you can pin something from the web. You can also pin something from your website here, and that will be your very first pin. The other option is to upload something from your device. If you prepared media beforehand, then you can proceed to upload it here. After that, you can proceed to captioning it. Then you'll have your very first media in your board. Now, to make your pins visible, the most common thing uploaded on Pinterest is images. It makes up most of the boards you can find on Pinterest. With that in mind, it's best to utilize images as your tool to have people clicking through to your boards. These images can be anything from an infographic to a poster, or it can be just a photo related to your website. Find something that can capture a user's attention and interest. With this, you'll have passive traffic directed to your website. Nowadays, it's important to be visible on all social media platforms. It's not enough to just have a website anymore. Pinterest is one of the many other accounts that you should have, including Facebook, Twitter, and so on. Always be active in all of them, including Pinterest. Not only it will help you to drive traffic to your website, it will also make your presence radiate all across online.